I am a big advocate of tourism in Africa, but there are people in Africa that are taking this to another level. And as that guy who is on a journey to celebrate every single African, I think this guy right here needs to be celebrated. This guy right here's story needs to be heard by many Africans living in Africa and abroad. Do me a favor, like this video now. Can I get 100,000 likes for this video? Thank you. You are amazing for liking this video. But hey, if today is your first time seeing this annoying face on your screen, do me a favor, subscribe and be part of this awesome channel. You know what? Like when I'm in the spirit like this, I feel like singing that song. Celebrated every African, in Africa. When I came to Uganda, I had no idea of the existence of Amos Wekesa. But as soon as that I posted that I want to meet entrepreneurs in this beautiful country, majority of the people said we need to hear the story of Amos Wekesa. Believe me or not, his journey really represents the rags to riches story. This guy was born in abject poverty.
And I remember my first ride in the car. So I had never put on shoes. What my mother used to dress on as a garment is what we covered ourselves as kids. And we slept under a grass thatched house. So for the first time I sit in the car in 1983. And the car starts moving. So in my head I thought the trees were moving. I don't
understand. So extreme was the poverty that the mom nearly killed him.
When I started doing business, I think it's about for 5-6 years. Every time my mother looked at me, she could shed tears. It's only until 5 or 6 years ago that she opened up why she used to shed tears. When I was born, she was so poor that she contemplated killing me. So she planned to kill me on a Friday and it was a Thursday. Not because she didn't like me, but because the conditions were extremely very difficult for her. She still cries up now when she sees me.
But if you are born to be great, not even poverty will be the hindrance. Imagine being born in poverty and now being the owner, the CEO, the founder of 4 different resorts in Uganda. 1 in Tanzania, and he's building the 5th one in Uganda. That's not the only thing that he's into, but this same guy is into agro-processing. Do you know the company called Pella Commodities? He's the guy behind it. He's adding value to grains in Uganda by processing them. And at the end of the day, the guy who never had food those days is feeding his own people.
But because I've not eaten meat for a year, so I'm a young man. I go and serve myself that day. You must have thought when you're poor, you look older. You look, even when you're a young man. So I looked older. And I went and served myself that night. And I remember walking home, and God is my witness, I cried. I cried and said, God, why did you make me so poor? That even meat is such an important thing. And that night I made another renewal of my life to say, if I get a chance, I am still going to work so hard. And I think if you had asked me my dreams and purpose that day, I would have told you I'm going to work so hard and I will eat a lot of meat.
Poverty is really a bastard to the extent that people like Amos had a dream of eating more meat. But yeah, Amos has been eating a lot of meat. I saw him and I can testify to that. But that is not the only thing Amos is enjoying right now. You see this boat right here? This belongs to Amos. A luxury boat, and I wish I would exchange that for the meat. Personally, I feel like Amos Wekesa is the pioneer of tourism in Uganda. And I hope and believe that someday the government will appoint him as a tourism ambassador from Uganda to the world.
But I also want to say I am so grateful to God that He made me Ugandan. I love my country. The last many years I've been flying, you can never find me on a plane without Uganda on my chest. Even my winter jackets are tailor-made to tell everybody I'm Ugandan.
I read on the internet, people were complaining about the car you drive. People were complaining about the way you dress.
Yeah.
Have you seen those things though?
Yeah, but you see what many people don't understand is that I am breaking a chain of poverty. When you're the one breaking a chain of poverty, your responsibility is different from my child. My responsibility is different from my child. I have to be very careful what I do with what I have. But also the look. As a person, a car is just something that moves me from place A to place B.
You know what? I don't want to talk too much because his story is long and I want to go with the flow. Listen, in this video, I'll be so quiet for you to grab a chilled water and enjoy the conversation.